Hey there, amazing people. I'm thrilled to have you here today. Welcome, everyone, to our latest video where we'll be exploring Garden District, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The Garden District is a residential neighborhood located in Baton Rouge mid-city area where Park Boulevard intersects Government Street. The Garden District is an established historic area with many upscale homes and an active civic association. The Garden District is actually a conglomerate of 3 historic districts as defined by the Louisiana National Register of Historic Places. They are Roseland Terrace, Drehr Place, and Kleinert Terrace. Get ready for a thought-provoking discussion as we delve into Roseland Terrace Historic District and its impact on our understanding. Roseland Terrace is bounded by Government, 18th, Myrtle, and 22nd Streets. Placed on the National Register in 1982, it dates from between 1911 and 1930. The 65-acre area comprises a total of 346 resources, of which 302 are contributing properties. Almost all of the properties are 1- and 2-story residences. The contributing Riley Reed's house on Park Avenue is also individually listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Let's now turn our attention to history and uncover the fascinating insights it brings to the table. Baton Rouge's first subdivision, Roseland Terrace, was staked out in 1911 by the Zodok Realty Company, which had bought the land in 1910 for the sum of $50,000. Prior to this time, the area had been a racetrack and had a decidedly rural character. The fence surrounding the track was covered with wild Cherokee roses. Stories are told that people warned Zodok Realty that the lots would never sell because they were too far out in the country. A citywide contest was held to name the development, and the winning entry was Roseland Terrace, in honor of the Cherokee roses in the area. To continue this theme, the streets were given flower names. The Zodok Realty Company made a deliberate effort to preserve and enhance the bucolic nature of the area by, for example, planting trees and hiding the telephone poles in the back alleyways. The company's ads boasted that there would be no telephone poles in the streets, but instead that they would be placed in the alleyways behind the residences so that everyone would be spared from an unsightly conglomeration of poles and wires. Another ad guaranteed prospective buyers freedom from a century's haphazard, careless growth. Zodok Realty Company's promotional campaign was obviously successful because after 2 years they had sold 408 lots at prices ranging from $150 to $500. As can be seen in the extant houses in the district, Roseland Terrace hit its peak of popularity in the late teens and the ers. By around 1930, development was virtually complete. Brace yourselves for the next chapter, where we'll be dissecting architecture and planning. The earliest houses reflect the Queen and colonial revival influence of the late 19th century. These houses have features such as small fluted columns, curved galleries, semi-octagonal bays, and relatively elaborate roof lines. Building in Roseland Terrace underwent a boom between about 1917 and 1930. During this period, large numbers of bungalows were constructed. The basic bungalow is a raised, pitched roof frame structure, 2 rooms wide and 3 rooms deep. The plan is hall-less and has wide openings between the public rooms. In all but a few cases there is some sort of front porch. Some have half porches and some have full porches. The Roseland Terrace Historic District is significant in the area of architecture as an example of an early 20th century residential neighborhood. It retains 88% of its pre-1930 housing stock. Moreover, with close to 300 well-developed bungalows in a concentrated area, Roseland Terrace is one of the best-preserved early 20th century neighborhoods in Louisiana. Overwhelming majority of the structures in the district exemplify the classic bungalow style. These houses are characterized by broad openness, elaborate transfer of weight, massing that hugs the ground, and the bold expression of structural members. Because of this, Roseland Terrace is an excellent representation of the bungalow period, which is an important chapter in the history of American domestic architecture. Roseland Terrace is also significant in the area of community planning. It was Baton Rouge's first subdivision, and as such it began a trend in suburban growth which has come to characterize the sprawling city. It is also a fine representative example of the type of early 20th century bedroom suburb which sprang up around major eastern cities in the early 20th century. These were designed to give working men in the cities a more rural domestic life. Roseland Terrace exemplifies the early 20th century garden suburb with its small lots, liberal planting of trees along streets, and rear alleyways. In addition, it is finer than most because utility poles were deliberately placed and are still located along the rear alleyways. Thus, the bucolic atmosphere is preserved and enhanced. Roseland Terrace was Baton Rouge's first planned subdivision as well as its most significant reflection of the ideas and concepts which ultimately led to the Garden City movement. Roseland Terrace Historic District, Baton Rouge, LA. Ochre house designed with the German half-timber style in mind. Roseland Terrace Historic District, Baton Rouge, LA. Ochre lonely red chair decorated with Mardi Gras beads sits on a porch. Roseland Terrace Historic District, Baton Rouge, LA. Ochre small yellow house with a white picket fence. Riley Reed's house, Riley Reed's house on Park Avenue. Prepare yourself for an eye-opening discussion on Drehr Place Historic District in the upcoming portion of this video. Drehr Place Historic District is roughly bounded by Government Street, South 22nd Street, Myrtle Avenue, and St. Rose Avenue. The 37-acre area comprises a total of 112 resources, of which 89 are contributing properties. Almost all of the properties are 1- and 2-story residences. The contributing Sanders House on Wisteria Street is also individually listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Contributing buildings dates from 1921 to 1947. The origins of the district dates back to 1919, when Alvin L. Drehr purchased a 40-acre plot of land, then known as Kugler Tract. A 1922 map and a 1926 deed confirm the area to be named Drehr Place. The district was enlisted on the National Register of Historic Places on November 13, 1997. The East Baton Rouge Parish Historic Preservation Commission 1 declared Drehr Place a local historic district in October 2005. The Drehr Place Historic Building Survey 2 contains photographs of Drehr Place homes. In the upcoming section, we'll be dissecting Kleinert Terrace Historic District and exploring its implications in greater detail. Kleinert Terrace Historic District is roughly bounded by Myrtle Avenue, Perkins Road, Broussard Street, and South Eugene Street. The 60-acre area comprises a total of 182 resources, of which 142 are contributing properties dating from 1927 to 1947. Almost all of the properties are 1- and 2-story residences. The contributing Pecu House on Myrtle Avenue and Madship House on Kleinert Avenue are also individually listed on the National Register of Historic Places. The district was enlisted on the National Register of Historic Places on March 5, 1998. In this chapter, we'll be unraveling the enigma of the Garden District in popular culture and discovering its transformative power. Steven Soderbergh, a former longtime resident who considers Baton Rouge his hometown, shot his first feature film, Sex, Lies, and Videotape, on location in the Garden District. Laura San Giacomo's character lives in a Garden District home and other Baton Rouge neighborhoods. Although not overtly set in Baton Rouge, the characters do speak of renting in the Garden District. Remember, knowledge is power. Keep learning, growing, and exploring.